Hey everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation, and today I have another variation of my two-sheet wonder that I wanted to share with you. I have done a full-on tutorial and videos on these, and I will have those linked down below. These are super cute albums. They are fun to make, and they use up your leftover scraps. And if you have leftover like 12 by 12 sheets of paper, you know, a couple of those, then you can make this really great album with some scraps, and they are super awesome stash busters. So I did a full-on tutorial with this one, and again, I have all the links down below. They have different closures. Like this one has a magnet closure. This one has a ribbon closure. This one has a belly band closure, and this one turned out really good. This was a variation that I did. I didn't have as many papers left, and so again, I did do videos on all this. So then I had an aha moment with my project, and I thought, what if I wanted to put journal pages in there? So I grabbed a couple sheets of my old Tim Holtz paper, and I grabbed this paper pad that I had from the Dollar Tree, and I was like trying to figure out the dimensions, and I did figure this out. So I used this manuscript tablet that I just got from the Dollar Tree. I have it in my journal, my junk journal stash, and it's 11 3/4 by 7. I did cut it down to 11. So I cut the papers down to 11 inches because I ultimately wanted to use just plain copy paper kind of thing in these to see how it would work. So, and I did figure out how to make it work. So I grabbed some of those, and then what I did was I did the same scoring on the pattern paper, but then I was able to add sheets of manuscript paper, so you could do some journaling in here. Each little section has 2 sheets of paper. We've got the middle. On this one, I did do a staple binding. The other ones I did, well, this one I did a staple binding as well, but these I did, kind of pamphlet stitch bindings. So you can do any kind of binding really you want. But I ended up making a journal that has like all these, writing pages in it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to show you guys how to do this. And that was my aha moment. So I did grab these papers. I'm going to do this one with recipe papers. This was from my stash. I bought this at Tuesday morning, and let's all have a moment of silence for Tuesday morning. I really miss that store. I really miss that store. But I bought this a while ago. I don't have a date on this paper, but it's by Paper House. It's called Delish, and it's super cute. So I grabbed my papers from this collection, and I grabbed 2 sheets of my 12 by 12 papers, and I'll just open these up so you can see how I cut them. So I do cut my papers, if you look at that, horizontally, okay, at 6 inches to make the pages, and you only need 2 of these papers to make this journal. So I've already scored these, but I'll go through the scores again. You can check out the full-on tutorial as well. But when I lay them out and I folded them, that's what it's going to look like, okay? So we'll go over the scores real quick. So when you get your papers and you cut them, and you alter them or alternate them so that you have them the way you want, I lay them out. So this is my cover, front cover, back cover, and I score the first one. I put it in my scoreboard, and if I grab my scoreboard, I'll show you. I won't go through the scoring, but I'll tell you about it. So the first page gets scored at 7 3/4. Okay, so that becomes your cover. Okay, then the next one gets scored at 7 1/4. Okay, then the third page gets scored at 6 3/4. Okay, and then the final page gets scored at 6 1/4. All right, fold that, and then you nest them all in themselves, and you should have a nice 1/2 inch border of your paper showing. Okay, so that's the first initial thing. But here's the aha moment. So I grabbed papers. You will need 7 sheets of plain old copy paper, or whatever paper you want to put in there. You can put tea-dyed paper in there. Anything you want you can use. But they do need to measure 5.5 by 11. Okay, so you're going to take, I'm going to put these off to the side. You're going to take 2 sheets, and you're going to score them at 7 inches. Okay, so when you score them at 7 inches and fold them, that's what you're going to get. You're going to need 2 of those. So I've already kind of pre-scored these. So 2, score it on the 11, at 7, okay? Then you will need 2 that are scored at 6.5. So you're going to go down another 1/2 inch, okay? So you will need 2 of those, and again, score it at 6.5, and then just fold, okay? All right, and then those will stack in themselves. Put that off to the side. You will need to, this is quick and dirty, sorry, I'm hoping it's okay. This one here on the 11 will score at 6, okay? So you end up having a page that's 5 and then having the back page that's 6, okay? We're scoring it at 6, okay? So we need 2 of those. So that's 6 of your 7 pages so far, and that will create 2 writing pages for each section between the pattern papers, okay? Then you just need 1 more left that is scored right down the middle at 5.5, okay? That will go in the center of this little piece, all right? Put this away. So we have our pages, and then we just need to stack them into our journal. So what I'm going to do is open it up to the middle, and then this last one that we scored at 5.5 will go there. And then I have them in kind of reverse order, so we'll just stack them in there, okay? And I'll just show you. And then when you put it in the next page, it perfectly covers it up, and you have your pages in your journal. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So the next 2 will stack in here. And again, I did cut them at 5.5. You could cut them at 6 if you wanted to, but I did want to have some border around. And then that'll, you know, tuck right there. And then you have this one here, and then that'll tuck in the last one. And then you have your papers ready to go. Okay, so you can bind these any way you wish. You can take, if we go to the center, you can take and just put a ribbon all the way around and not punch any holes or anything, and then just tie it real pretty here and be done with it. You could put 2 holes and then just loop through there and then just do it. You could do a 3-hole pamphlet punch. You can staple bind it. Whatever you want to do is perfectly a-okay, but then you will have all of these beautiful pages. I hope this makes sense. I do need to, before you do that, little hints and tips. When you stack these up, make sure you line up your score lines and make sure that everything is nice and even, okay? So you can use clips as you stack these to make sure that things don't move around. But just make sure that all of your scores line up, and then all of your pages line up as well. Now, if you want to go a little crazy and, you know, like take one of these papers and offset it, you know, you can do whatever, you know, you wish, okay? So once you get those all lined up the way you want them, then carefully clip them and then bind it however you want to do it. So that is what I'm going to do now. Since I do have kind of a full-on tutorial with these, I won't go through the bindings. I showed how to do a pamphlet stitch in that tutorial, so go check the links down below if you need a refresher in that. If you have a long arm stapler or one of those pamphlet staplers, let me show you those real quick. So this is a Boss Stitch pamphlet stapler. I got this off of Amazon, and it works really good because you just fold the, I'll show you real quick. I'll just demonstrate. I won't punch it yet because I haven't decided, honestly, how I'm going to bind this yet. But you stack up all of your lines, and then you just put it down, and this piece right here, you just put it over the top and staple it, and it'll staple it right in the center crease there. So it works out really perfectly. The other thing that you can do before I got that bad boy was I had the long reach stapler here that I got at Office Depot. And this is really nice because it goes all the way into 12 inches. So you can really have wide papers and be able to staple that. So I have those 2 staplers. So those are 2 options there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue stacking, you know, my papers and making sure that everything's lined up, and then I'll figure out the binding and do some decoration, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what this looks like. All right, so I'll see you in a few. All right, everybody, I'm back. I have finished kind of decorating my little kitchen journal here, so it turned out really cute. I think you're going to like it. I did end up doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch using some very thin 1/8 inch ribbon that I had in my stash, and I just kind of thought the color fit a little bit, especially with the blue in this paper here. So I just thought that would work. I like it. I think it's cute. But I just tied a simple knot here because I did originally, I put a bow here and I thought it was just too much. So I cut it off, just did a knot here, and then I have the closure here. On the front, this paper collection did have some cut-aparts, and so I did use those. So I used this for the cover. It says, "Life is delicious, enjoy every bite." The back looks like this. I love that image. It's so pretty. And then the paper collection also had some stickers, so I used the cutting board that says "delicious" on the back. So again, this is all just pattern paper. I used a little bit of cardstock that I had laying on my desk for behind here, just to kind of, you know, decorate that just a little bit more. So when you open this up, so we have my journal pages. So again, like I said, each page, or each section, I guess, has 2 journal pages, and I just left those blank because I figured you could, you know, write recipes on them, right? The cut-aparts here, I did go through and do some things. So I made a pocket here. I just used this cut-apart. I rounded the corner with my little scallop corner rounder, and then I added this sticker that says "spice." And then here I added 2 of the cut-aparts. So this one could be for journaling. And then this one was really plain. It was just kind of this background green with the utensils. And so I added the sticker on top of that. So the back looks like that, and those will just tuck in here. And then you have, of course, your 2 pages. And then on this one here, I did create a pocket. So this was actually a 6x6 cut apart that I cut in half and then glued on each side, but I could have just folded and then glued on top and bottom. I didn't think about it until after I cut it, but it turned out fine anyway. In here, there's some cut aparts. I did add a sticker here that kind of mimicked the pattern with the herbs here, and then use these 2 cut aparts for this pocket. And then on the back of here, this pocket has these 2 cut aparts. Okay, so again, this was just a 4x6 that I cut in half to create a pocket. And then here's another sticker of herbs, and then again, 2 more pages. This is a pocket, and then I have this cut apart, and then this I wanted to tell you, this is a recipe card, and this is paper collection called "In the Kitchen" from Reminisce, and this is an old collection. I don't know the date. It does not say, but I did have that in my recipe stash, and I thought the colors kind of fit. I wanted some recipe cards in it because it is a recipe collection. So I did have 2 sheets of this that I cut apart, and the back had eggs, like just a bunch of brown eggs. So that's the recipe card that goes in this pocket with a little journaling card there. You turn the page. Now here is a 4x6 card. I did cut it down just a little bit, and then I added a score up here just to create a flap. And on the flap, I did use 2 circle stickers that came with this paper collection just to make a little tab. And then underneath, I put the sticker that says "Life is Sweet." So you do have some photo opportunities in here as well. Again, 2 more pages. And I love how all of these papers just are really hidden in the pattern paper. I just love that. Here, I have some of these cute little paper clips, and I pulled the package out. I wanted you to see. It's by Ms. Sparkle and Company, and then I got to looking at it, and it was made for Joann's stores, and I think these were out back in 2017. That's when it says it was manufactured. This is all I have left, and of course I don't know if we'll ever get these back or not, but I have 2 more sets left. And so I used 3 of those paper clips, 1 each of the spoon, knife, and fork. And so on this one, I used it to clip a couple of the recipe cards, and then I used some stickers just to decorate this page. So here are the recipe cards, and again, they have just the brown eggs on the back. But I thought that was a fun way to use those paper clips, and then I could clip recipes in here. And then, of course, you could add more as you go. And then on the back here with the back side, I added this sticker for journaling, and then 2 more recipe cards. And then again, we have our middle page, which we only made 1, but we have 2 pages for the center. And so you can see the ribbon here as I bound it with the 3-stitch, or the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, excuse me. So this page I left pretty plain, except for I used the heart sticker in that heart just to give that a little bit of oomph. Over here, I used one of the cut aparts to create another pocket, and in that pocket, I have this cut apart and a recipe card. All right. Put a sticker that says yum here, 2 more pages, and then I did another flap with another one of the 4x6 cut apart. So again, I just added a score at 1/2 inch and glued that down just to make a flip. And again, I used the sticker here for a tab, and then underneath that, I do have the fork and 2 recipe cards, and then I use this sticker that says mix it up. Okay, so that closes up, and then on the back here, that's the other side of the paper clip. I just kind of left this one plain. I really liked this Savor the Moment, and I thought it was really pretty. So 2 more pages. This one I added the Good Eats sticker. I love the images in this paper. It's so pretty, isn't it? So this one, I used the 4x6 cut apart, and I used the whole thing and just made a pocket, and I put 2 recipe cards in there, and then I used the last of my paper clips, and I just clipped it to the pocket. This was a cut apart that I did trim to 3 inches. It was a 3x4, and I trimmed it to 3x3, and then I used my envelope punch board and just made a little tab, kind of like a recipe card, and then added the cast iron skillet sticker. And on the back, it looks like that. And I don't know about you, I have cast iron. I use it all the time. I love it. So I had to use that cast iron skillet. More pages. And then on the back, another 4x6 cut apart with the recipe cards. So has a lot of room. I can totally add a whole bunch more things in here, more recipe cards. I can do my journaling in the clips. I can add, you know, more cards, more little clippings. You can put pictures in here and all that. So I just really think this turned out really cute. So it was just another way to use this 2-sheet wonder idea and create a recipe journal out of it. And the other thing that I do like about this is that it's nice and compact. You could add this into another album. If you had another album, you could totally put this in here. Like I do have, and I'll link this below too. I did a junk journal with a Betty Crocker cookbook. I think it was Betty Crocker or Better Homes. Now I can't remember. But anyway, I will link that below so you can see. So it's an altered old recipe book that I just absolutely adore. This is so skinny, I could tuck this in there too and add that to that journal. So I think that would be really fun as well. So that's what I wanted to share with you. So this is again my 2-sheet wonder, and I do have a tutorial. It is linked down below. So here's all kind of my variations of this, and I just love how this all turned out. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay crafty, and I will see you again soon with more things. All right, take care. Bye-bye.